My own.
Right, okay. I'll come out and speak.
Do I need a purpose to film?
Huh?
Do I need a purpose to film?
Well, normally you do.
No, I don't.
But they're trying to get out.
Well, first of all, could you identify yourself?
Show the numbers there. 1171 NA.
If you could actually say what the numbers are, please. Not everyone can actually read them.
1171 NA. No
Thank
worries.
you.
So what's the purpose of filming today?
For my own purpose.
Yeah, what's the purpose?
My own purpose.
Just what's the purpose?
Because I want to film.
Okay. Obviously, when we see people filming outside, we get a little bit worried.
Yeah.
There's terrorism, things like that.
Okay, so
That's
you're calling
why
me
we
a
asked.
terrorist?
I'm asking your purpose.
Okay, well then can you tell me then the last time?
The interaction begins with a simple question, but it quickly turns into a challenge of rights. The officer presses for a purpose, expecting compliance, but the auditor calmly refuses to justify himself. The moment "do I need a purpose" is asked, the tone shifts completely. Then comes the trigger: terrorism. That single word changes everything, and when the auditor fires back, the balance of control starts slipping from the officer right away.
That will get hit by terrorists, not the police.
I think that's incorrect.
No, it's not incorrect. You've only got to look at past events, okay, and you will actually see that. Okay. And then when you look at the last police station, that actually got hit by a bomb, okay, was in 1972.
By a terrorist. How about that?
Okay, yeah, that was a stabbing.
Yeah, that's a terrorist act.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, if that's the case, then should we then talk about a certain officer that killed a young woman when he was in uniform?
Act.
No, but that was a member of the police. That was a member of the police, okay, that actually killed a member of the public.
Right.
Okay.
So what's the point of that and terrorism?
Because it's my right, okay.
I'm not saying it's
to
not your
film,
right, but I'm asking
okay,
why you're filming.
Because
Here, the officer leans on a familiar tactic, raising security concerns, but the auditor dismantles it with logic and history. Instead of backing down, he challenges the relevance of the claim, forcing the officer into a defensive position. The conversation is no longer about questioning him. It becomes about justifying the officer's suspicion. You can feel the shift as confidence grows on one side and hesitation creeps in on the other.
the actual memo that got sent by the IOPCC, back in 2020, right? It will actually state that people can actually film a police station, okay, police staff, police vehicles, okay, and Section 43 should not be used, okay, in that actual event.
What about that?
Okay.
What if we see you filming outside a police station?
Okay. Well then let me put it to you this way. I'll put it very bluntly, okay? If you believe, okay, that it is, okay, then if you contact the counter-terrorism squad.
We haven't got time for that.
Well, no. If you believe that, well, I'm just standing here, okay? If you believe that, okay, then you contact them.
The auditor pivots hard, bringing up police misconduct and a serious past incident that immediately changes the tone. This isn't just a casual exchange anymore. It becomes uncomfortable and confrontational. The officer tries to steer things back, but the damage is done. The authority that once seemed firm now looks fragile as the argument moves from suspicion to accountability, putting the officer on the back foot.
When you're filming a police station, what for? It could be for the exit.
Well, this is a public footpath. This is a public footpath.
That's not public.
It makes no difference. I can film.
Yeah, so we've come out. We're asking.
Hang on, you say that that's private. Okay, that is owned by the public.
But it's private. You need a pass to get in.
Who's going in? I'm not getting in. I'm not getting in.
So I've asked you.
You made a presumption that I may go in.
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay, you made a presumption.
We can't take that chance because
apparently
terrorists don't attack us. They do. I just gave an example, haven't I? A few years ago.
And then should we then talk about actual people then that get abused by the police on a daily basis?
Is that what you're filming for?
Okay.
Are you seeing if police are abusing people within the custody?
Well, yeah, you tried to say about using Section 43, okay, and that would have been an abuse of power.
Well, it's not an abuse of power.
You said the terrorism, which is a completely lawful activity. It's a completely lawful activity.
Right.
It's a lawful activity.
You're not letting me speak.
It makes no difference. Good afternoon.
Hello, have you spoken to one of our colleagues earlier?
I've spoken to several of your colleagues.
At the police station, yeah?
Yeah.
That is in out here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Could you identify yourself for me, please?
PC McKenna, 1263.
Thank you very much.
Why did you get so anti when police come and speak to you? Surely
I'm not anti.
Surely it's a good thing.
No, I've had
that we're being protected
several
from our buildings.
good interactions here today.
Right.
Okay, with 3 other officers.
The mention of Section 43 raises the stakes, but instead of being intimidated, the auditor comes prepared. He references official guidance and calmly explains why the threat doesn't hold up. This is where knowledge becomes power. The officer attempts to maintain control, but without solid grounds, the argument weakens fast. You can clearly see how confidence backed by facts shuts down pressure almost instantly.
When you see a member of the public, whether or not they're filming or not, okay, maybe if you actually approach and said, can I help you, okay, like you did when you stuck your head out the van, okay, but then it should be, okay, is there anything else I can do for you, whatever, okay, I should be allowed to carry on and do what I'm lawfully allowed to do.
I've allowed you to. You've been filming me for ages.
Okay.
So I've allowed you to.
Okay. Well, it's not about you allowing me to.
You just told me to allow you to.
It's not about you allowing me to. It's something that I'm rightfully within my rights to do so.
Right, okay. You've just told me to allow you to. I have for about 10 minutes now. So.
What's your first name?
I won't give my name.
Okay. What are you auditing? Just out of interest.
Pardon?
You're auditing, right?
I am,
what
correct.
Are you auditing?
A public building. Okay, and a public service.
What is it? Just the amount of police officers come out, or the vehicles?
No, just whatever I can see. Just whatever I can see. Whether or not a vehicle comes out, okay, an officer comes out, makes no difference. I'll film whatever I can see.
Just police stations you do, or do you go into any other?
Any public service.
So, like a library? Would you go to a library?
Yep.
Fire brigade?
Yep.
Okay. I'm literally just scoping.
It's anything that the public. It's anything that the public pay for.
And what do you do?
That's a public
with that
service.
information?
It all depends. It all depends.
On what you see?
Yeah, I use it for my own personal interest.
Okay. And how many hours do you put in a week, would you say?
That's irrelevant to how many hours I put in.
Oh. Do you enjoy it?
I do enjoy it, yeah. So because at the moment, and especially with the Met, and then even then if you look at homicide police, okay, there is a massive divide between the public and the police. Yeah, there is a massive divide, okay.
A second officer joins, but instead of strengthening the position, the same weak arguments continue. Hypotheticals and what-if scenarios are thrown in, but the auditor doesn't bite. He keeps pulling everything back to facts and rights. This moment highlights something important. Numbers don't equal authority when the reasoning isn't solid. The pressure that was meant to build now starts falling apart.
Now there's loads of mixed views to do with that, okay, whether or not that was the actual right thing, or was it actually about actually trying to get trained officers in.
Well, they are trained officers.
Well, no,
they're civil, weren't they? But
yeah, okay, they're not in the same level as you guys as constables. No. They're not in the same level.
They don't have the same powers.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, it's not that
okay.
They've got their own job. It's not the same level. It's just that they don't.
Yeah, they've been put in as a replacement, okay, to what used to be the old home beat officers. Okay, where they go out onto different estates. And try and engage.
You've got safer neighbourhoods, haven't you?
Yeah.
So then you've got the PCSOs that are attached to the safer neighbourhoods. The majority of them, not all of them, obviously, and they're trying to bridge that gap. So is that what you're trying to look into then?
Well, yeah, it's to see how the police actually feel, okay, to do with it, and that's why I said I've had some good interactions where an officer came out to me. He turned around and went, "You're auditing?" I went, "Yes."
Do you understand why we come up and question you?
Yeah,
but a lot of people that, as you've already said, there's a lot of people that really don't like us.
Yeah, I welcome any interaction. But as soon as try and say about the Terrorist Act, okay, and all the rest of it, okay, then that is when, okay, it won't go down the same line as what a normal civil conversation would have been.
That's what we try to notice, and that's what it is linked with, because people gathering information from police buildings, and then they use that information and unfortunately become quite destructive.
Well, any place really. It could be a tube station, train station.
Yeah, well, just remember, everything that I'm filming now, okay, can also be seen on Google Earth.
The officer claims they've allowed the filming, but that statement backfires immediately. The auditor corrects it, making it clear that rights don't come from permission. This is a defining moment because it exposes a common misconception about authority. The conversation shifts from control to understanding, and you can see the officer struggling to maintain footing as the auditor calmly reinforces his position.
I'm not here for that.
But when I came out, straight away I said, oh, what are you doing? And you didn't want to tell me. But if you just said, I do an audit, I do it on all public buildings, then it would have been...
But I don't have to justify what I'm doing.
But I'm asking you a question. Just
Yes.
like if we walked past in the street and you wanted to ask me a question,
Yeah.
I'd answer it.
And I said, what did I turn around and say to you what I was doing?
A purpose.
Okay?
That's it.
For my own interest.
Yeah. Well,
Okay?
No, you didn't say
Okay.
your own interest. You said a purpose.
Yeah, my own purpose.
Yeah.
Okay? So when you look at it, my own purpose is my own business.
Right.
Okay? And if I don't wish to tell you what that business is, I do not have to tell you what that business is.
Okay, but when you're videoing places like this, you
Yeah.
can't like get all angsty when people come and
Okay,
ask you.
so then,
'Cause it's our job
so
to
then,
come and ask and
so
make
then,
sure it's safe.
so then, do you go up to everybody then that's filming Buckingham Palace, okay, and 10 Downing Street,
That's not my
okay,
job
and
to do
stop
that.
them all?
That's not my job
okay?
to do that.
Do you go round to every single place, like even then when you look at the Olympic Park, okay, that's not far from here, even then when you look at that, okay, do you walk up to everyone that's got a camera?
It's not my job again,
Okay,
is it?
do you walk up to everyone
But
who
this
you
is
can
just-
see with a
this is just
phone?
a normal police station, isn't it?
Yep, and this
So
is
we've
just,
come out,
and
you've
I'm
stood
just a
near the
normal member of the
gates.
public with a phone.
The first thought is, well, why is he filming? And that's what's come last year.
Okay, so, and that's why I said to you that instead of actually doing it exactly as you done, okay, and you've been very polite and very professional, and I will say that, and that's how a conversation should be fully conducted, exactly how it was with the other officers that I spoke to previously.
So what's your plan for the rest of the day? You're going to carry on monitoring?
I have no idea yet. I have no idea. I
Just
just
so you
take
know,
it.
that
I just
obviously-
take it stage by stage.
I only know because I've spoken to the officers that stopped you earlier. If you continue to film, probably more officers are going to ask you what you're doing.
And that's fine. That's fine. And I welcome any interaction.
Well, you didn't really welcome mine, but no worries.
Well, maybe you should look at the way that you actually approach first.
But you said I was fine in the van.
Okay, yeah, and it was when you got out, your tone changed.
Right.
Okay.
You said it was when I mentioned the terrorism act,
Okay.
which was a good 10 minutes
Yeah.
into the conversation.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. The camera footage will actually show that. Also, as well, you didn't have that on straight away.
Well, it
Okay.
starts recording before I
Okay.
turn it on.
And just make sure, okay, that does actually get kept because I will be requesting a copy of that.
For a policing purpose, it can get kept. So I have
Okay.
to justify why I've kept.
No.
Here, the auditor explains his purpose, and it's surprisingly simple: accountability and observation. What stands out is how that simplicity frustrates the expectation of a hidden agenda. The conversation expands into trust, public perception, and the growing divide between citizens and police. This part adds depth, showing that the issue isn't just about one camera, but about a much bigger picture.
Okay, and it's in that time that I will request a copy of it.
Okay, that's
and that's
fine.
why I said, okay,
But
please
other
make
than
sure.
a policing purpose, we can't save our body.
Okay.
It has to be for a policing purpose.
Okay. Yeah. And this is a policing purpose.
What's the purpose?
Okay, because we're having an interaction, okay, and if you actually look, or even on the Met's own website, okay,
We don't record every interaction.
I know you don't, but you are recording this interaction,
Yeah.
okay, and that's why I said I will request a copy of
No
it.
problem. But like I said, I can't save it unless it's for a policing purpose,
Yeah.
which is fine.
With staff there.
Alright?
Or
Yep, no
you
worries.
can call up 101, which I'll write on here, and you can say, I would like to make a complaint about the list.
Yeah.
Okay? Do you want to just find the chemicals? And they will be able to make a complaint for you on the phone. They'll be able to sort it out. Okay, so we'll contact you.
You are talking about on the telephone or
Yeah. So if you call up on your phone 101 and just say, I'd like to make a complaint to the police.
So a
in regards
question,
to this
what are you
matter.
auditing now by just filming me
And then
listening to
this
these?
police station is your
I'm not listening to him.
No, me listening to them. I am.
Okay?
So I'm asking, like, what's the purpose of
Because
you
there's no
filming me
actual
just to...
like working front office
Just
here.
curious,
So
like, I'm
make
just
complaints.
curious why.
The complaints
Because
go on the phone,
you're-
telephone number,
an officer on duty, okay, looking very unprofessional with your hands tucked in your actual body warmer.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not allowed to put our hands in our pockets.
Yeah, I know. Well, that looks even worse. That looks even worse.
That's fine. But we're allowed to do this. We're
Yeah, I
not allowed
know,
to
but
put our hands
it
in our
looks a lot
pockets.
worse. Trust me, it looks a lot worse.
Okay, that's fine. But we've got rules. I'm not allowed to put my hands in my pockets.
Okay.
They're a lot more accessible from here compared to down here.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of rules that are there, okay, i.e. to do with the way that you also identify as well, okay. It's like where you first actually just sort of dipped your shoulder and then pointed at your actual number.
If you listen to the thing, I say that's my number 11718, and then you say, can you actually say it?
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. You did not say your number,
I did.
okay?
You can
No,
watch
you did
back.
not.
That's
I
fine.
actually asked for your number.
But I'd already said it once.
No, you hadn't.
Okay, we can watch that back later, no worries. I mean, you've got it all on camera, so I wouldn't lie, would I? I said it, that's my number, 117118. And you said, can you say it so people can't hear it? Fair enough. But I'd already said it.
If you had said it, I would have heard it.
Alright, that's no problem. So the reason you're recording me is because I've got my hands in my neck vest. That's correct, yeah?
Well, I'm standing in public.
No, I'm just asking
And I'm
what's
filming
the
in public.
purpose of filming me just stood. That's all.
Well, you're still here with me.
The auditor calls out the shift in tone and reinforces his awareness of the system by mentioning bodycam requests. That alone changes the dynamic again. As the exchange continues, he points out professionalism issues without raising his voice, staying composed throughout. In the end, there's no dramatic exit, just a quiet step back from the officers. That silence says everything about how the situation ultimately played out.